Money FM 89.3. Best of breakfast. Breakfast Special.
Welcome to the Breakfast Special. And for decades, the role of middleman has been integral across various sectors for decades. And these intermediaries, whether in real estate, finance, retail, or supply chains, usually serve as connectors between buyers and sellers, matching one end to the other. But of course, people want to save costs sometimes and try to cut them out.
That's right. There is a noticeable shift occurring across industries with advancements in technology and a growing desire for efficiency and cost effectiveness. Cutting out the middleman is becoming a trend.
Yeah, so as businesses and consumers try to get greater control, transparency, and cost savings, this trend could be poised to continue and maybe even reshape industries. Today, we are zooming in at the real estate sector, where digital platforms empowering property buyers and sellers to connect directly, eliminating the need for traditional agents and their commissions have been on the rise.
But can tech advancements like AI really replace the property agent eventually? We have two guests today in our studio. One is a founder of an agent-free platform, while the other is a real estate agent and now manages agents. To share more about the transformative power of technology and the evolving preferences of a modern, digitally savvy
In one corner,
world. Yes.
we've got Justin Quek, Deputy CEO of Orange Tea and Thai, and he actually left Orange Tea and Thai as an Associate Deputy Director in 2021 after 16 years with the company and rejoined recently in April this year as Deputy CEO. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you and good morning, guys.
Good morning. And we also have Matteo Coront, co-founder of Kuching, who has over 20 years of business experience in Asia, including in conveyancing and renting. And he has just launched an agent-free, peer-to-peer dedicated residential property platform. Welcome, Matteo.
Yeah, good morning, everyone.
All right, Matteo, so you are the challenger, so we're going to let you go first. So what inspired you to create this agent-free property platform, and how do you see it changing the landscape here in Singapore?
So actually, it all started with listening to people. It all started with consumer. So I would say we follow a bottom approach where we listen to people from all age, from Gen X, millennials, even Merdeka generation, and also from all origins, from locals, foreigners. And that was the starting point. We listened to expectations. We want to deal directly. We would like to be empowered. So, this is where it all started. And then in addition, there was also public survey. We look at public survey like the one from CEA, Council of Estate Agencies, that was released in about a year ago, 2022, showing that there are also demands. As of today, there's about 10% of people who are keen to deal directly. There is also undecided people. Both together, it represents almost half of the market. So 10% for people willing to deal directly. And let's say if we consider maybe a quarter of people who are undecided, I would say there's about, let's say, Pareto rule, probably 80-20 market. As you say, it's challenging and it represents a lower portion.
All right, Matteo, you're on live radio. So tell us, why should we use this Kuching app?
So if you're part of this, I would say 20%. Today, Kuching was crafted as a dedicated property platform. I was mentioning earlier, peer-to-peer has been around for years. I mean, Facebook maybe 20 years, Carousel 10 years. So you're already familiar with this kind of generic platform. So you should use Kuching if you want to have something dedicated and that can empower you. By empowerment, we mean using digital technologies. We are in the age of digital transformations. We have different nice features.
So you're saying there's something wrong with the way things have been done all this time?
Nothing's wrong. It's just that it's two separate segments. I think there's also misconceptions when people look at agents or no agents. It's just two separate markets, and I will let Justin talk more about this, but really, it's two different markets for different kind of people and the skills. It's people have different skills, and I think there's a market for everyone.
I just heard from Kuching. So let's bring Justin into the conversation from Orange Tea and Thai. So I'm sure you've been scoping out the competition. How do you feel about it?
I certainly have. Again, like Matthew mentioned, this is not a new thing. And in fact, I was letting you guys know earlier on that actually Orange Tea, when we started back in 1998, the origins of this company were actually based on PropTech. And we were also going after this market. But, let's put some things aside, right? I think the common complaints, as you guys have mentioned, would be people talking about commissions and, of course, sometimes less than transparent practices. Let's look at it in the context of globally first, right? If you look at the context of commissions being paid globally, Singapore actually is one of the lowest in the world today. Commission ranges can start from anywhere between 2 to 7% on a global context. We are here operating between 1 to 2%. And to also add more depth into that, if you really think about real estate in general in Singapore, if you just look back at the last 30 years, on average, we grow about 4.9% a year. So people are making money, and 1 to 2% represents actually a very small fraction of the kind of profits that they're making. So it still works pretty well for majority of people. And in terms of less than transparent practices, in Singapore, as you know, we are a deeply regulated market, not just the marketplace, even today the agencies as well, with the CEA, the Council of Estate Agents, that also manages a lot of these things to also impose best practices for a lot of us. So I think because of regulation and profiteering in Singapore, these two things would not really be a pain point for most. Having said that, I think today as well, yes, indeed, people are becoming more tech savvy, the digital transformation, like Matthew was saying. And we ourselves, as agencies, have been also leading the way and paving the way in terms of digital transformations internally as well. We do empower agents. In return, of course, the agents empower the clients with deeper data insights and intelligence today to make better informed decisions.
So what would you say, Justin, are the unique selling propositions that are maybe irreplaceable that real estate agents can offer, and whether AI or platforms like Kuching can address?
Yeah, basically, why should I pay money to an agent?
Guys are putting me in a spot here. No, I mean, we do justify that value today, right? You see, when I talk about value, right, real estate agencies, it's a very competitive business. And in order to stay ahead of this game, with over 30,000 agents in Singapore, we need to make sure that our people are as effective and as doing business as efficiently as possible. Therefore, we have been spending many years actually integrating tech into the solutions as well. And very often, the things that we do today, we understand that the buyer demographic is also changing. You know, back in the 90s when I was going around with my parents to look at houses, you just listen to everything that the realtor says.
That's right.
And there is absolutely no data points for you to rely on other than the realtor. Today, it's very different, right? Today, you have a multitude of platforms that supply data, right? But the thing with data as well, as we've understood, is that it can be a very complex and complicated thing, right? Just would be if you're trying to understand the stock market. Not everybody understands what PE ratio means and stuff like that. So education is still important. And because real estate education is not part of our formal education, it is still therefore important to have a person that is accountable to the system and is also competent and educated enough to also then inform and educate the clients today. So that is a value-added service that the agents provide today, right, more than anything else. Aside from that, of course, we have to understand also, number two, is that real estate, it's a major investment. We're talking about a significant chunk of anyone's life savings. Sometimes you would require a little bit of that human touch, the accountability as well, and likely the most important thing is actually a bit of that final hurdle, I don't want to use the word push, but that necessary nudge, to cross the hurdle. Because after all, I mean, for any young person who's in the market today and wanting to buy their first home, it's not just about studying data. You have to understand what the data means and what it implies, and then therefore take the appropriate action. And sometimes having a seasoned professional in that complex decision-making process really helps.
I think many of us have been there before, including me. We've got a short list of 5 maybe houses, and I'm thinking, which one should I choose? And then I'm like being paralyzed by all the data and trying to figure things out. So having an experienced hand really can guide you through that process.
If you just join us, we have Justin Quek, Deputy CEO of Orange Tea and Thai, and Matteo Gorant, co-founder of Kuching, peer-to-peer agent-free platform, right? Matteo, your business model is intriguing because it doesn't take commission. Could you elaborate on how you plan to sustain this, financially while still providing a free platform?
Yeah, and Justin pretty much just poured cold water on your entire model. You need an agent.
Yeah, so our business model is very straightforward and transparent. We use something which is a service delivery model, which has been around for a while, which is a freemium app with subscription, monthly subscriptions. So this is how we do it. Today, we don't limit the user in terms of features. So today, you can use the app as you wish. What we will do is that at some point, you will be limited in terms of volumes. because somehow we are a matchmaking platform, right? We are putting homeowners and home seekers together. But at some point, if you want to have maximum of leads in a minimum of time, then you would have to become a premium member on the platform. And this is how the business model works, actually.
Okay, tell us frankly, where are you going with this and what do you hope to achieve in terms of, your business targets?
Yeah, so step by step, I would say. Awareness first, as we are a small player at the moment. We need to establish the brand. We need to get trust from users. So what we want to do, same as Justin, we want to bring added value, put data visualizations to people directly, like URA, HTTP data in a nice heat map. We want to leverage GovTech initiatives, like, nowadays you can use ThinkPass for your CPF app or whatever. So this is what we embedded inside the app. So GovTech initiatives. So all this is part basically of also the industry transformation map, but on which we put the consumer first, I would say, in this approach. So instead of empowering our agents, like agencies do, we try as much as possible. This is what we aim, consumers directly.
Yeah. How do you address the concerns, or at least the questions about how some agents are useful for addressing transactions? Like sometimes you have legal disputes, sometimes you need guidance. How do you address these type of questions when people are used to using property agents already?
Good question. So there's, I would say, also let's not forget, we talk about resale, sell just now for new, you're looking to buy your life-making decision when you buy apartment. Let's not forget about rental. Rental is still the major transaction in Singapore, maybe, 80% compared to resale, subsale, and sell. So let's talk about resale. This is the first segment coaching is addressing. I would say that until the time you make a deal between homeowners and home seekers, you agree on the price, you found your dream home, the homeowner is okay to grant you the price after nego. So this is where our lawyer partners will step into. So we team up with a couple of law firms in Singapore. We are in the top 10% according to Straits Times. And of course, you may want to use your own lawyers if you have a property lawyer, or how we call them, real estate solicitor. But we can also put you in touch with a couple of law firms we work with. So they will be assisting you for paperwork, for transactions. They will do the encumbrance checks, ask BCA, SLA, PUB, all these authorities, do the necessary checks. So when you go to the handover, I would say everything is in order. So this is how we ensure. And as for rental, it's much straightforward. Usually you don't have a property lawyer into the loop. You just need to have a proper tenancy agreement, which you can download for free from CA website. It's official. It's from the authority. As for ID checks, due diligence, or WorkPass, all this can be done also automatically with ThinkPass. So this, I would say, in terms of transactions, disputes, and post-transactions, we would come to the traditional way, mediations, arbitration, small claim tribunal. But this is no difference with agent process. If post-transactions you have disputes, then no choice. You have to go for
anti-money laundering, that part of the question?
Banks are doing it. Lawyers have to do it. All the segment, estate agency have to do it. You're right. Okay. So yeah, lawyers will be doing their jobs. Banks will be doing their jobs. So that's how the Money Laundering, Corruption, Trafficking Act, etc. would be addressed.
Okay, Justin, with the rise of agent-free platforms like Matthew's Coaching, how do you envision the role of real estate agents evolving?
I think today, with this arrival of course, digital transformations, it's certain that one must partake in digital transformations, right? In fact, let's just share an example. Like, for instance, at Orange Tea, we were always at the frontier of tech. As I told you, our original founding platform was actually based on tech. And we've been always pushing that frontier. We were the first ones to introduce Property Agents Review. It's a tested platform where only authenticated buyers or sellers who've done a transaction with us are allowed to place a review. So to build the agents' testimonials and stuff like that. We've also been the first to introduce Agents app to increase productivity seamlessly in the palm of their hands. So one cannot be complacent today. And in fact, you talk about evolving down the road, but we've always constantly been evolving. Again, because it's a highly competitive business. The demands of the agents are high because the demands of the customers are also high. And just like Matthew was mentioning, it's ground up. Whatever that we try to do has always been based on the understanding from the customers of what they require. Yeah, and today, you talk about information data overload, right? That's why all the more it is essential that the agent becomes more of a consultant and play an advisory role more than anything else. So if you want to talk about evolution, that's the likelihood of where agents are moving towards today. We can no longer just sell products. Today we have to sell a process, we have to sell methodology, we have to sell approaches, because again, if you understand demographics today, a lot of us are more educated. So we like to make more educated decisions. Therefore, it's not just about product selling anymore.
All right, that's a great overview of how things are evolving in the property space. We've been hearing from Justin Quek. He's the Deputy CEO of Orange Tea and Thai. And a challenger, Matthew Goran, co-founder of Kuching, which is an agent-free platform. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Stay Money FM 89.3.